Welcome to my kitchen! My name is Ruth Page and I play Claire in Immigration Crisis the Musical with Prickly Pear Productions, and today it's my turn to show you a dish that means something to me and my heritage. So I am of English heritage, both my mum and dad born and raised in England, my mum from the north, my dad from the south, and I was born and raised in the Midlands, which seems like a happy medium. So I'm currently in my childhood home in Nottingham. That's where I'm currently isolating with my parents. And today I'm gonna cook for you a cottage pie. It was something that I always remember having growing up. So I'm going to cook my mum's version of a cottage pie. I'll tell you ingredients as we go along. I think we should just get started. Let's do this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my saucepan up with water, ready for when we boil the potatoes for the topping. And then we're going to put a bit of oil, sunflower oil, vegetable oil, whatever you have, in the frying pan. Start heating up about a tablespoon, just approximately, and get that heating up, ready for the first thing to go in, which will be onions and carrots. In proper cooking show style, I've already chopped and peeled my carrots and onions and my potatoes, so everything's ready to go. So we're just going to wait for this to heat up and then we'll get cooking. And in these go. So we're just going to cook these for a couple of minutes. And whilst these are cooking, I'll tell you a bit more about how I came to work with Prickly Pear. So I graduated from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire last summer in 2019, and towards the end of my training I was searching for jobs, acting jobs to audition for. I came across Zoe and Shah's actor call out for the development of Immigration Crisis. So I applied, had a little interview with them and got the job. So, which I was very grateful for and really excited. So I've worked with them since last year. So I performed the show with them on Father's Day in June when we were in Sheffield for the Migration Matters Festival, which was a thrill and really exciting because we had devised and developed the show in 2 weeks from what it was before I joined, and yeah, exciting. These are looking really good. It smells amazing. I know they always say it in cooking shows, it's like, I wish you were here to smell it. It already smells so good. So the next thing we're going to do is going to add the meat. I've got beef mince here, which I'm just going to plop in and start to break up a bit. So I didn't know this until I was talking to my mum in preparation for this. But apparently, the difference between a cottage pie and a shepherd's pie is that a cottage pie has beef mince and a shepherd's pie has lamb mince. There you go. Sorry if this is getting a bit loud. I'm going to cook this until the meat is brown, and then I'm going to add a tin of chopped tomatoes and some tomato paste. So when I'm not working with Prickly Pear, I am a freelance actor, freelance artist, and I've been very lucky in my first year out to have worked on a variety of theatre projects with some really wonderful people. I'll be honest, I haven't cooked that much during lockdown. I've been very lucky to be quite busy with other projects and classes that I've been involved with, so I haven't done very much of it, but this has kind of reignited my interest in it, I think. Definitely going to do more, for sure. I'm a big baking fan. I think I always generally gravitate towards baking than cooking, but I do enjoy both. So the meat is starting to fully brown, which is great. Once it's all browned, I'm going to add in, as I said, the tinned tomatoes and tomato puree. Okay, so the meat is browned now, so I'm going to add in a tin of chopped tomatoes and also some tomato paste. Just a little bit. So in most cottage pies, you'd use stock, beef stock, vegetable stock, but my mum prefers to use tinned tomatoes. It just kind of gives it a richer flavour, I think. This is looking pretty good, but she advised me that if it was looking a bit dry, I could just add a bit of water by swirling it around and you get the remainder of the tomato juice in there. That's all looking lovely. So I'm just gonna come to the boil now, turn it down to just simmer away. And in the meantime, start my water to boil. As I said earlier, I already chopped and peeled my potatoes, which are going to boil. And then we're gonna make some tasty mash to put on top of the cottage pie. For those of you that might not know, cottage pie is meat bottom, potato on the top. And it's super yummy. If you've never had it, I highly recommend. So that's simmering away and the water's boiling. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, don't worry, but for those of you that have seen the show, you'll know that cottage pie isn't the dish that Claire's associated with. It's not the dish that she mentions in the show. The dish that Claire makes, it's quite simple, so I thought it might be a bit more interesting to make a cottage pie. And if you do want to know what dish she mentions, is associated with, then you're just going to have to come and see the show next time we're on, when the theatres are reopened. Okay, so my water's coming to the boil now, so I'm going to pop in, without trying to splash hot water everywhere, my potatoes. Whilst this is simmering, I'm just going to give it a quick stir. I'm also going to add in a few drops of Worcester sauce. Trust me, it's brilliant. So, I do enjoy the smell of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce? Worcester sauce. Vote down below. So while these potatoes are boiling, I'm just going to take a moment to ask you, if you can, as you might be aware, the theatres are really struggling at the moment because they're all closed and we don't know when they're going to be able to open again. So if you can, you have the means, I would strongly encourage you to donate to your local theatre. No donation is too small, and I really mean that, but especially local and regional theatres don't have enough support by any means from the government. So if you can, show your support, whether that's donating or as soon as they are able to reopen, buying a ticket at their show, or getting a gift voucher for yourself to buy a ticket when they are reopened, hopefully. That would be, I'm sure, much appreciated by your local theatre. So please, 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 if you can, that would be incredible. So thank you in advance if you can. Okay, so my potatoes are pretty much boiled. I've taken my meat off the heat because the liquid's completely reduced down. I've got a colander ready to drain the potatoes and a bit of butter and milk for the mash. I'm going to turn that off. This is going to be the moment I'm glad I've been doing yoga during lockdown. Mashing the potatoes. Okay, so put in butter, sugar, butter, flour. Time to mash. And of course you can put as little or as much as the butter and milk as you like. I just prefer having a bit more butter and milk in it. It makes it really creamy. I do love mash. It is one of my favourite ways of having a potato. In all seriousness though, roasties, number one. Mash. I think maybe the third would have to be a curly fry. I encourage you to think about this yourselves, if you are a potato fan, that is. So once this is fully mashed, I'm going to grab the glass dish and layer it up. Just put the oven on and heat it for about half an hour, just so it can get all crispy on the top. And then bon appetit! So we're going to layer it up. So I've got my meat mixture, all of which is going to go in the bottom. Push it out to all four corners, make it equal. And take spoonfuls, pop it on top, and then with a spoon and a fork, I'm going to flatten it out and put a little texture design in the top. So now we're just going to push the potato flat so it makes a complete layer on top of the meat. So it reaches all the edges so that hopefully when it cooks in the oven later it doesn't completely overflow it. You can pop a little design on the top. And I think the nice thing about doing something like this, I mean you could personalise it by all means, but when you cook it in the oven, if you make little fork marks, I find that it gets crispier. And I think that's sometimes the best bit. I'm back. I preheat the oven to 180 degrees on the fan setting. This is the final cottage pie with a little design in the top. We're going to pop it in for half an hour until it's crispy on the top. I'm so excited. It's been half an hour. Gone all crispy on the top. Lovely stuff. Just like that, we've made a cottage pie. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, check out last week's video and tune in next week for another Prickly Pear Cooks. Thanks for watching.